You've probably felt the sting of someone saying you'll never make it. Your heart races when doubt creeps in, and your hands might tremble with anger or fear. What if I told you there is a way to turn all of that into fuel for your future? In this video, you will learn how to focus on what really matters, build new routines to keep you moving forward, and use every setback as a lesson that moves you closer to your dreams. Have you ever wondered how people transform pain into progress, or how they keep going when no one else believes in them? Stay with me to uncover practical steps to silence criticism through real achievements, develop a mindset that never quits, and create a path where success becomes your loudest answer. By the end, you will be ready to take action and prove your worth through results. Don't look away now. Your future depends on what you do next. Number 1, focus on your goals and outwork your critics daily. Success is the best revenge, but it's not about getting back at someone else with anger or spite. It's about rising above what others say or think about you by focusing deeply on what truly matters, your goals. There is no greater power than channeling every ounce of your energy into your own success. When critics speak, they are offering you a choice. Let their words weigh you down, or let their doubt push you forward. You have to decide today that the best response is action, pure and simple. Outwork every critic with the strength of your effort and the clarity of your vision. Imagine waking up every day with a clear purpose. You know exactly what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. That focus creates a kind of armor against negativity because your mind is locked on your goal. Critics will always be there. People who say you can't, people who doubt your ability, people who enjoy watching you struggle. But what they don't see is the fire burning inside you. They don't feel the hunger that keeps you going when the world gets quiet and all you have left is your own will. When you make a decision to focus on your goals, you set yourself apart. The secret isn't talent or luck. It's in the hours you put in when no one is watching. It's in the extra steps you take after the easy part is done. Every day you choose to outwork your critics, you are making a statement. You're telling the world that their opinions don't control your destiny. You're saying loud and clear that your future is yours to build. Think about what it feels like when you've worked hard on something. The sweat on your brow, the tiredness in your muscles, the mental strain that comes from pushing beyond comfort. That feeling is proof you are moving forward. It's honest and raw. Critics don't want to feel that. They want to see you give up before you start. But you know better. You know that success is built on consistency, on the discipline to keep going when your body and mind scream for rest. Focusing on your goals means clarity. It means breaking down what you want into simple, manageable steps. When your critics try to distract you with noise or doubt, you remind yourself of the next action, the next goal, the next milestone. This keeps you grounded and prevents you from wandering off the path. Every small win adds up. Every bit of progress makes the critics quieter. But the real victory is what happens inside you. Your confidence grows. Your belief in yourself deepens. Outworking your critics means being willing to do what others won't. It means rising early, staying late, pushing through the moments when giving up feels easier than continuing. It means learning from failure instead of fearing it. When others see your struggle, they might laugh or shake their heads, but they don't see the strength you are building. They don't see the determination hardening like steel inside you. There is a deep emotional truth here. The pain of being underestimated or doubted can either break you or fuel you. You have the power to choose. If you let criticism crush your spirit, you lose. But if you use it as fuel, you become unstoppable. The desire to prove yourself doesn't come from anger alone. It comes from a place much deeper, a desire to be proud of who you are and what you have achieved. That pride is the real revenge. It's not about making others feel small. It's about making yourself larger than life. Focus sharpens your mind. When your energy is scattered, critics find easy targets. But when your vision is clear, distractions lose their power. You learn to say no to what doesn't serve your purpose. You protect your time, your energy, and your focus like a treasure. This doesn't mean ignoring everything or everyone. It means choosing carefully what deserves your attention. People who genuinely support you become part of your journey, while negative voices become background noise. Outworking your critics also means committing to growth. It means reading more, learning new skills, and constantly improving. Success is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. The best way to silence doubt is to become better every day. The stronger your skills, the harder it is for critics to dismiss you. When you show up prepared, informed, and capable, their words lose all meaning. There is no shortcut in this process. Outworking others requires sacrifice. It means giving up distractions, late nights out, or easy pleasures. It means choosing long-term rewards over instant gratification. This is difficult because humans are wired for comfort and immediate results. But success demands patience and hard work. The people who say you can't do it often settle for less themselves. They fear the effort because it asks too much from them. Your willingness to work hard sets you apart. Emotionally focusing on your goals builds resilience. You develop a mental toughness that protects you from being shaken by setbacks. When critics try to break you, you stand firm because your commitment is stronger than their words. This strength is visible to others. It inspires people around you and attracts opportunities. The more you work, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. This self-trust becomes the foundation for everything you want. Picture the moment when your hard work pays off. You achieve something they said was impossible. You feel the deep satisfaction that comes from earning your success honestly. That moment is sweeter than any revenge because it is yours. No one can take it away. Your critics will see the results and maybe even regret their doubt. But you don't need their approval anymore. Your success is a reflection of your own commitment and discipline. This process teaches you one of life's greatest lessons. The only person you really need to beat is the person you were yesterday. When you outwork critics, you are really outworking your past self, your fears, and your doubts. Success is the best revenge because it proves that growth, focus, and hard work are more powerful than negativity. It shows that you control your destiny and your story. In the end, focusing on your goals and outworking your critics daily creates a cycle of momentum. Each day you build strength, confidence, and results. That momentum becomes unstoppable. When you reach your goals, you don't just silence the critics, you inspire others who face their own doubts. You become proof that success isn't about where you start, but about how fiercely you commit to the journey. So commit to focus with everything you have. Put your head down and work harder than anyone else. Use every negative word as a reason to push harder. This is how you turn pain into power and criticism into fuel. This is how you win the greatest revenge of all, success that no one can deny and no one can take away. Your life is waiting for you to step into it fully. The time to act is now. Number 2, build unstoppable habits that push you past negativity. Negativity is loud, but habits are louder, and unstoppable habits will push you past every doubt and dark moment that tries to hold you back. When life presses hard against you with criticism, setbacks, or disappointment, the habits you build determine whether you stand tall or fall apart. The key to success, to revenge that really matters, is not just reacting to negativity, but creating a daily routine so strong it carries you through storms without question. Habits are not just actions repeated. They are the foundation of your future. Every choice you make shapes who you become tomorrow. If you let negativity decide your actions, you become stuck in a cycle of doubt and defeat. But if you build habits that demand discipline, focus, and growth every day, negativity loses its grip. These habits become like a shield around your mind and heart, protecting you from the poison of discouragement. The moment you decide to create unstoppable habits is the moment you take control of your life. Start small, but start deliberately. Habits don't grow overnight. They are built on consistent, sometimes boring actions repeated day after day. But that boring repetition is the magic. It's what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. When you show up consistently, your mind rewires itself. What once felt hard becomes automatic. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Every habit you build is a step away from negativity and a step toward your goals. When you develop the habit of reading, you fill your mind with knowledge instead of doubts. When you build the habit of exercising, you strengthen not just your body but your willpower. When you commit to waking up early, you claim extra hours to work on your dreams instead of wasting time worrying. These habits combine to create unstoppable momentum that carries you far beyond where your critics imagined. Negativity tries to sneak in when you're tired or frustrated. It whispers that you're not good enough or that your efforts are pointless. But habits act as a guard. They don't allow those whispers to turn into loud voices that control your actions. Instead, your habits push you forward even when you feel like giving up. They keep you focused on what you can control, the work you put in today. No matter how hard the outside world tries to break you down, your habits build you up from within. It's important to realize that habits also shape your emotions. When you stick to positive routines, your brain starts to crave success. It wants the satisfaction that comes from progress. That satisfaction is powerful fuel against negativity. On the days you feel weak or doubtful, the strength of your habits pulls you through. They keep you moving forward without needing to rely on motivation, which comes and goes like the wind. Creating habits that push you past negativity requires a clear plan. Don't just say you want to succeed. Define the habits that success demands. Write down what you will do every day, no matter what. Will you journal your goals each morning? Will you set aside time to learn something new? Will you reach out to a mentor for guidance? These questions aren't just ideas, they are the blueprint for your victory. Discipline is the muscle that habits build. You don't need to feel motivated all the time. You need to be disciplined enough to do the right thing, even when you don't want to. Discipline keeps you moving forward when negativity tries to stall your progress. The stronger your discipline, the less power negativity holds over you. The more consistent your habits, the closer you get to the success that silences critics forever. Emotions often trick us into thinking that one bad day means failure, but habits teach a different lesson. Progress is about showing up again and again, not about being perfect. If you miss a day, that's not a signal to quit. It's a call to refocus and keep moving. When you rely on habits, you build resilience to bounce back quickly. You learn that setbacks are temporary, but habits create permanent change. There is something deeply satisfying about seeing your habits turn into real results. The confidence that grows inside when you know you can count on yourself is unlike any other feeling. That confidence becomes a powerful weapon against negativity. When you believe in yourself, the voices of doubt become background noise. You start to trust that your daily actions will lead to success, and nothing else matters. It's also important to recognize the environment you live in influences your habits. Surround yourself with people who respect your growth and push you to be better. Remove distractions that pull you toward negativity and comfort zones. Design your space to support your habits. This might mean setting your phone aside during work time or creating a dedicated area for your personal development. Every detail counts because habits thrive in an environment that supports them. Building unstoppable habits is a long-term commitment. The rewards might not come immediately, but over time they multiply. You start to notice changes in your mindset, your energy, and your results. That change is proof that you are outworking negativity by simply sticking to your habits. And when success arrives, it will be undeniable because it is built on a foundation no one can shake. It's natural to face doubts and moments of weakness. What matters is what you do in those moments. Do you let negativity win, or do you rely on your habits to keep you moving? The best revenge against critics isn't proving them wrong with words. It's showing them you have the strength to keep going no matter what. It's living a life so focused and disciplined that success becomes your response without you needing to say a thing. Every day is a new chance to build habits that push you beyond your limits. This is not about instant change, but about slow, steady progress that transforms your entire life. When you make your habits unstoppable, you create a life where negativity has no power. You become a force that moves forward in spite of challenges. And that kind of strength changes everything. The process is simple but not easy. It demands patience, persistence, and a willingness to face discomfort. But the payoff is worth every effort. Your habits will carry you past pain, doubt, and criticism. They will keep your focus sharp and your spirit strong. And at the end of that journey, success won't just be a goal. It will be a reality you've earned with every step you took. Start today. Choose one habit that brings you closer to your dreams. Commit to it fully. Protect it fiercely. Watch as it builds momentum that no negativity can stop. This is how you take control of your life and claim your success. This is the true power of building unstoppable habits that push you past every obstacle and every doubt. The life you want is waiting for you. The only question is, are you ready to build it? Number 3. Ignore the doubters and prove your worth with action. Some of the loudest voices you'll hear in life are the ones telling you that you can't, that you won't, or that you're not good enough. Those voices come from doubters, people who don't believe in your dreams or your ability to achieve them. The temptation to respond to those doubts with words is strong, but words alone don't change anything. The only way to truly prove your worth is with action that speaks so loudly, it drowns out every negative opinion. Ignoring doubters isn't about being stubborn or closed off. It's about realizing that time and energy spent trying to convince others with explanations is wasted. Your results are the real proof of your ability. Every hour you spend working toward your goals while doubters watch, in silence, builds undeniable evidence of your commitment. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to doubt. Do they let it break them, or do they let it fuel them? The path to success requires you to be relentless with your actions. Doubters may try to distract you with criticism or discourage you with their limited beliefs. When you respond by taking consistent, focused steps forward, you send a powerful message. Your work ethic, your determination, and your persistence become the language you speak. That language is impossible to argue with because it's backed by results, not opinions. You must recognize that doubters often project their fears and insecurities onto you. Their negative words come from a place of their own limitations. When you understand this, it becomes easier to separate their doubts from your reality. Their opinions do not define your potential or your future. What defines you is what you do every single day to bring your vision to life. Action is the greatest equalizer. You can't argue with effort that leads to progress. It is the most honest response you can give to anyone who questions your worth. When you take action consistently, you build momentum. Momentum is a force that carries you forward, even when obstacles arise. Doubters see your progress and are forced to acknowledge your strength because success is visible and undeniable. Every step forward you take breaks down the wall of doubt, bit by bit. The more you achieve, the harder it becomes for anyone to deny your capability. Proof isn't something you give them once. It's something you build every day with your work. When you focus on proving your worth through action, you stop wasting energy on negative voices and start investing fully in your own growth. It's easy to get discouraged by criticism, especially when it comes from people you care about or respect. But the moment you let doubt dictate your choices, you give away your power. To prove your worth, you have to create a shield made of discipline and purpose. That shield protects you from distraction and self-doubt. It reminds you that your goal is not to win arguments, but to win in life. The pressure to respond immediately to criticism can be overwhelming. But the strongest response is often silence paired with steady progress. When you focus on what you control, your actions, you rise above the noise. People may doubt you at first, but time reveals the truth. The truth is that effort leads to growth, and growth leads to results. When doubters see your progress, it creates discomfort for them because it challenges their beliefs. This discomfort is not your problem. It is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Use that discomfort as a reminder to keep pushing harder. The discomfort of proving your worth with action is temporary, but the impact of your success lasts forever. To ignore doubters effectively, you must also believe in your own value and potential. Self-belief isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing that your dreams matter and that you have what it takes to achieve them. When your actions reflect that belief, you inspire others, including those who once doubted you. Your journey becomes a beacon of hope and proof that success is possible. It's important to understand that proving your worth is a personal journey. You don't need anyone's approval to move forward. The only approval that counts is your own. When you align your daily actions with your deepest goals, you create a life that speaks for itself. The feeling of accomplishment that comes from consistent action is stronger than any criticism you'll face. Every day offers a new opportunity to prove your worth with action. It can be a small step or a giant leap, but what matters most is that you keep moving forward. Celebrate your progress quietly and use it as fuel to keep going. The power of action lies in its ability to transform dreams into reality and silence doubts permanently. Doubters can be harsh and relentless, but your commitment must be even stronger. When you refuse to let their voices control your path, you reclaim your power. You become the author of your own story, writing it with determination and effort. No one can take away the value you create through your hard work and focus. Success built on action is not just about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about showing up for yourself every day and refusing to settle for less. Your actions show that you respect your own potential and are willing to fight for it. That respect is a foundation that builds confidence and resilience beyond anything doubters can shake. It's natural to feel the sting of doubt and criticism, but you don't have to carry it with you. Let action be your response, not words. When you do this, you stop feeding negativity with your attention. Instead, you pour your energy into creating a future that reflects your true worth and capability. At the end of the day, the loudest voice that should matter is your own, backed by your actions. The story you tell through your work will outlast any doubter's opinion. Your consistent effort, your resilience, and your courage to keep moving forward prove your worth more than any argument ever could. Take control of your life by focusing on what you can do every day. Ignore the noise around you and direct your energy to making progress. The best way to silence doubters is not with words, but with a life so well lived that success becomes your loudest statement. Remember, doubters will always exist, but they don't have to define your path. Your actions do. Every moment you choose to work toward your goals is a moment you prove your worth. That proof accumulates until it becomes impossible to ignore. Keep taking action and watch how your worth shines through every challenge. Success is waiting for those who act while others talk. Make your actions count. Let your work be the response that changes everything. When you prove your worth through relentless action, you not only silence doubters, but you build a life filled with pride, purpose, and power. Number 4, develop mental strength by overcoming every small setback. Every time you face a setback, your mind is tested. It's in those moments when things don't go your way that your true strength is forged. Mental strength doesn't come from winning all the time or having an easy path. It grows only when you refuse to let small failures stop you. When you get up every time life pushes you down, and when you learn to see obstacles as training grounds for your mind. Think about the last time something didn't work out as planned. Maybe it was a missed opportunity, a mistake, or a delay. That moment probably shook your confidence. It might have filled you with doubt, frustration, or even fear. But what if instead of letting those feelings stop you, you could use them to build something greater inside you? What if every small setback became a chance to strengthen your mindset and push forward with more power than before? Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It's something you build step by step. The small setbacks, those everyday struggles, are the building blocks. When you meet each challenge with determination rather than defeat, you're training your mind to stay focused and calm no matter what. This is the foundation for success that no one can take away. Many people think mental strength means never feeling weak or never facing difficulties. That's a lie. Real mental strength means feeling those emotions, but choosing to act anyway. It means understanding that setbacks are part of the process, not the end of the road. When you stop fearing failure and start learning from it, you unlock a new level of resilience that carries you through the hardest times. One of the most powerful ways to develop mental strength is to break down big challenges into small, manageable parts. Every setback, no matter how small, has a lesson hidden inside. Find that lesson and use it to adjust your approach. Instead of letting a minor failure spiral into discouragement, treat it like feedback from your own mind and life. This mindset shift transforms frustration into fuel. Your mind can either be your greatest enemy or your strongest ally. It depends on how you respond to setbacks. When you feel defeated, the voice inside your head can either whisper, "Give up," or shout, "Try again." The difference is the choice you make. Mental strength is choosing to believe in your ability to overcome, even when the evidence around you seems to say otherwise. Building this strength doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice and patience. Start by paying attention to how you react to small setbacks daily. Do you let them take your energy, or do you use them to push harder? The more you choose to rise, the more your mind rewires itself to expect success after struggle. This expectation is what keeps you going when others quit. It's important to remember that setbacks are not personal failures. They are part of the journey toward growth. The people who reach the top aren't those who avoided failure. They are those who learn to overcome it without losing momentum. Each small victory over a setback builds a deeper confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes next. When you face a setback, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This question shifts your focus from what went wrong to what you can control now. It gives your mind a purpose and direction. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to look for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. That's the essence of mental strength. Also, don't underestimate the power of persistence. Mental strength thrives on the commitment to keep going, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Every time you push through a small setback, you're proving to yourself that you can handle difficulty. That proof builds a quiet confidence inside that becomes unshakable. The emotions that come with setbacks can be overwhelming, but you don't have to let them control your actions. Learning to manage your emotional response is a critical part of mental strength. When you feel anger, sadness, or disappointment, acknowledge those feelings but don't let them rule your decisions. Instead, channel that energy into productive action. It's also helpful to remember that setbacks are temporary, but the lessons and strength gained from them last a lifetime. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it by overcoming challenges, the stronger it becomes. When the next setback comes, you won't just survive it, you'll use it as a stepping stone to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. Mental strength is deeply connected to your belief in yourself. The more setbacks you overcome, the more you trust your ability to handle the unknown. This trust is what keeps you from being paralyzed by fear or doubt. It's the quiet voice inside that says, I can get through this even when the path isn't clear. Facing setbacks head-on also teaches humility and patience. Success is rarely instant. It's the result of persistent effort over time, often through repeated failures and corrections. When you accept setbacks as part of the process, you free yourself from the frustration of expecting perfection. This acceptance opens the door to steady growth. Developing mental strength means committing to a mindset where setbacks don't break you, they build you. It's choosing to see every difficulty as a challenge you are equipped to meet. When you do this, fear loses its grip, and you gain the freedom to keep moving forward without hesitation. In those moments when a setback feels like a wall, remember that walls are meant to be climbed, broken through, or walked around. Your mental strength gives you the tools to find a way forward. It reminds you that no obstacle is permanent unless you stop trying. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up often comes down to one simple thing: mental strength built through overcoming small setbacks. Every time you push past disappointment, frustration, or failure, you add a layer of toughness that no one can take away. It's not about avoiding setbacks or never failing. It's about the willingness to stand up and keep going every time you fall. This pattern of action creates a momentum that leads to bigger wins and deeper confidence. When mental strength becomes your habit, you stop being afraid of failure and start being excited about growth. Your mind is the battlefield where success is won or lost. Strengthen it by facing setbacks with courage, learning from them, and refusing to let them stop your progress. The small battles you win every day prepare you for the larger victories ahead. If you commit to this way of thinking and acting, you will develop a mental toughness that makes you unstoppable. You'll build a foundation that supports you through tough times and propels you to reach your highest potential. This strength becomes your greatest asset on the road to success. Every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger. You have the power to choose how you respond, choose to rise, choose to learn, choose to become mentally stronger with every challenge. That choice will define your future and unlock a life beyond what you thought possible. Keep overcoming. Keep building strength. The journey is yours to own, and every small setback is your chance to prove just how strong you really are. Number 5, use criticism as fuel to sharpen your skills constantly. Criticism is not the enemy. It's the secret weapon you've been ignoring. Every harsh word, every piece of feedback that stings, holds the power to sharpen your skills and push you beyond limits you never thought possible. The truth is, how you handle criticism will either make you weak or transform you into an unstoppable force. If you learn to turn criticism into fuel, you will accelerate your growth, like nothing else can. Imagine the moments when someone points out your flaws, your mistakes, or your shortcomings. The natural reaction is to feel hurt, defensive, or even angry. But what if instead of shutting down, you opened your mind and heart to that criticism? What if you saw it not as a personal attack, but as a rare opportunity to learn exactly what you need to improve? When you shift your perspective like this, you turn negativity into a powerful tool for progress. Every master in any field you admire has one thing in common. They didn't just tolerate criticism, they embraced it. They sought it out, used it to analyze their weaknesses, and applied it relentlessly to become better. This willingness to learn from criticism is what separates the average from the exceptional. If you want to rise above the noise and mediocrity, you must cultivate the same mindset. Criticism reveals blind spots you didn't even know existed. It shines a spotlight on areas where your skills, mindset, or effort fall short. These are precisely the areas where improvement will have the biggest impact. But it takes courage to face these uncomfortable truths and act on them. Most people avoid criticism because it hurts their ego, but your ego is not your friend if it stops you from evolving. To use criticism as fuel, you need to start by controlling your initial emotional reaction. Take a deep breath, resist the urge to respond defensively, and ask yourself, what truth is hidden here? This question opens the door to growth. When you can disarm the emotional charge and look objectively at the feedback, you gain a valuable perspective that can guide your next steps. It's also important to separate the message from the messenger. Not all criticism is equal. Some comes from people who understand you and your goals, while other critiques may come from those who don't. Learn to filter out noise, but never dismiss feedback outright without careful consideration. Even harsh, unfair criticism can reveal something useful if you look closely. When you begin to welcome criticism, you develop a hunger for improvement. You become a student of yourself, constantly evaluating and refining your skills. This mindset creates momentum, because each piece of feedback becomes a roadmap to your next level. Instead of fearing criticism, you seek it because you know it's the quickest path to mastery. Think about the emotional power of this shift. Instead of feeling beaten down by criticism, you feel energized. Every time someone points out an area for growth, you smile inside because you see it as free advice, a gift to help you get stronger. This attitude builds resilience and confidence. You stop taking criticism personally and start taking it purposefully. The process of using criticism as fuel also teaches humility. It reminds you that no matter how skilled or successful you become, there is always room to grow. This humility keeps you grounded and open-minded. It prevents stagnation because you are always aware that the path to excellence requires continuous learning and adjustment. Sharpening your skills through criticism is not just about fixing weaknesses. It's about expanding your capabilities. When you address your flaws head-on, you develop new strengths and deeper expertise. This transformation is profound. You don't just patch holes, you build a stronger, more versatile foundation that sets you apart. This mindset also rewires your brain for success. Instead of associating criticism with failure or rejection, you associate it with growth and opportunity. Your neural pathways start to expect improvement from feedback, which motivates you to seek out challenges and stretch beyond comfort zones. This creates a powerful cycle of progress that compounds over time. Real growth requires action. Receiving criticism is only the first step. What matters most is what you do with it. Use every piece of feedback as a call to action. Develop a plan to improve in the areas highlighted, then work relentlessly on those improvements. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and adjust your approach as needed. This commitment to action turns raw criticism into meaningful change. Criticism can also reveal hidden strengths when you learn to read between the lines. Sometimes feedback points out things you hadn't noticed about your style, habits, or mindset that once refined can become advantages. Being open to this insight allows you to discover untapped potential and new ways to leverage your skills. One of the greatest psychological hacks is to imagine criticism as a mirror reflecting the person you want to become. The feedback is not about who you are now, but who you are striving to be. This mental reframe creates emotional distance from the sting of criticism and connects you to a higher purpose, your growth and success. When you consistently use criticism to sharpen your skills, you become unstoppable because you're always evolving. You build a reputation for excellence and adaptability that others notice and respect. This creates opportunities you never dreamed of because you're seen as someone who can handle pressure, learn fast, and deliver results. It's also crucial to cultivate gratitude for criticism. Yes, it can feel uncomfortable, but without it, your growth is limited. The willingness to accept and use criticism separates those who remain stuck from those who soar. When you are grateful for honest feedback, you open yourself to a world of possibilities that others miss. Criticism is not about proving yourself to others. It's about proving to yourself that you are committed to becoming the best version of who you can be. This internal commitment fuels your drive and keeps you focused even when external validation is absent. Your growth becomes self-sustaining, powered by your desire to improve. Let go of the fear that criticism means failure or inadequacy. Instead, embrace the truth that every piece of feedback is a step closer to mastery. The discomfort is temporary, but the skills and confidence you gain last a lifetime. This mindset change is the ultimate key to unlocking your potential. Use criticism as a tool to sharpen your edge relentlessly. Train yourself to listen deeply, reflect honestly, and act decisively. This process turns the hardest feedback into the clearest path forward. It creates a powerful momentum that builds skill, confidence, and resilience. If you commit to this way of growth, no obstacle will stop you. Criticism will no longer intimidate you. It will drive you. Your skills will sharpen with every challenge, and your confidence will grow with every improvement. This is how you become truly unstoppable. Remember, the path to greatness is paved with the lessons of criticism. When you choose to see feedback as fuel, you light a fire inside that never goes out. Let that fire burn bright and push you to become the best you can be. The power is in your hands. Ignite it now. Number 6, show confidence through results, not through words or anger. True confidence doesn't scream. It doesn't need to raise its voice, throw punches, or flood the air with empty promises. Real confidence moves quietly, yet powerfully. It shows up in the results you produce, the calm in your eyes, and the steady way you carry yourself even when the world tries to shake you. When you grasp this truth, your entire approach to life changes, and people start to respect you in ways words alone could never achieve. We live in a culture that often mistakes loudness and anger for strength, but loudness fades and anger burns bridges. True power is reserved for those who prove their worth through action, who let their results speak on their behalf. Think about the last time you saw someone who genuinely commanded respect. Not because they yelled the loudest, but because their success and poise radiated without effort. That's the kind of confidence that lasts. There's an emotional hunger inside every person to be seen as capable, worthy, and strong. Yet many fall into the trap of trying to convince others through words or emotional outbursts. This usually backfires, making others doubt their stability or question their self-control. The deeper desire you have, whether you realize it or not, is to be recognized for what you do, not for what you say or how loudly you say it. The difference between those who command respect and those who don't is that the former know the value of patience and persistence. They don't rush to prove themselves in arguments or flare-ups. Instead, they focus their energy on producing consistent, undeniable results. This is a form of communication far more potent than any speech or display of anger could ever be. Results create trust. Results build legacy. You might have faced situations where your emotions got the best of you, and you reacted impulsively, maybe by yelling, blaming, or defending yourself with sharp words. But what did that accomplish? Temporary relief, perhaps, but it never built lasting confidence or genuine respect. Now imagine channeling that energy into deliberate action, disciplined effort, and meaningful progress. This shift not only earns respect, but also nurtures your own inner peace. Confidence through results is like planting seeds. Each day you invest effort, learn new skills, and overcome obstacles. You water those seeds. Over time, a forest grows, visible proof of your strength and determination. No one needs to shout about that forest. Its presence alone commands awe and admiration. Many people misunderstand what confidence truly is. It's not about proving others wrong or winning every argument. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you don't need external validation. It's about standing so firmly in your own truth that others feel the power of your calm assurance, not the chaos of your anger. When you focus on building confidence through results, you are teaching yourself discipline. You're training your mind to respond to challenges not with emotional outbursts, but with thoughtful action. This creates a powerful cycle. The more you act effectively, the more confident you feel, and the more your results improve. It's a self-reinforcing loop of success. Think about the psychological impact this has on those around you. When someone meets your calm confidence, they instinctively trust you. They sense your competence and reliability. This opens doors, creates opportunities, and builds strong relationships based on respect rather than fear or intimidation. Learning to show confidence through results requires a fundamental mindset change. It demands that you stop chasing validation through words or emotional displays and start chasing excellence through consistent action. This means setting clear goals, creating a plan, and following through no matter what distractions or setbacks arise. The path to mastering this kind of confidence is often paved with quiet moments of self-reflection and relentless commitment. You have to be willing to put in the work without immediate recognition. You have to believe in yourself even when no one else does. And above all, you have to resist the temptation to prove yourself through anger or loudness. The power of calm, result-driven confidence is undeniable in high-pressure situations. When chaos swirls around you and others lose their composure, your steady presence becomes an anchor. This is when your confidence is most visible, not in words, but in actions that solve problems, provide solutions, and move things forward. Remember, results are not always dramatic or flashy. Sometimes, they are the quiet daily habits that build strength and character. Showing up on time, completing tasks thoroughly, improving skills bit by bit. These are the building blocks of unshakable confidence. It's the accumulation of these small victories that ultimately defines you. You also communicate confidence when you choose your battles wisely. Not every criticism or challenge deserves a reaction. Learning when to speak and when to act is an art that few master, but it sets the confident apart from the reactive. When you respond thoughtfully with results instead of anger, you demonstrate maturity and control that leave a lasting impression. The people who try to convince others with words often feel an emptiness inside because words are fleeting. But results create something tangible: progress, growth, trust, and influence. When your actions speak louder than any shout or tantrum, you tap into a deeper form of power that cannot be ignored. There's freedom in showing confidence through results. You free yourself from the exhausting cycle of needing approval and validation. Your self-worth becomes internalized, anchored in what you accomplish, not in what others think or say. This liberation allows you to take bold steps, face fears, and embrace challenges with courage. Imagine how your life would change if you let go of the urge to prove yourself through words or anger, and instead committed fully to proving your worth through meaningful action. The respect you seek would come naturally, and your energy would be channeled into growth rather than conflict. This is the path of the truly confident. Confidence is a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed and strengthened. Begin today by setting one goal that matters deeply to you. Focus all your energy on moving toward it without distraction. Notice how your confidence grows as your results multiply. Feel the satisfaction of knowing that your actions are building a future no one can take away. The world respects those who deliver, not those who just talk. Let your journey be one marked by quiet determination, relentless effort, and undeniable achievements. Build a legacy that speaks volumes without a single raised voice. This is how you embody confidence that inspires, motivates, and transforms not just yourself, but everyone around you. Now ask yourself, are you ready to stop wasting energy on empty words and anger? Are you ready to let your results do the talking and build a life of true confidence? The choice is yours. Take that first step today, act with purpose, and watch how your life shifts into a new level of power and respect. Your future self is waiting, and it's time to show up, stronger, calmer, and more confident than ever before. Number 7, surround yourself with winners who push you higher. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with. This is not just a saying. It's a fundamental law of growth that can either lift you to heights you never imagined or hold you captive in a place you don't belong. If you want to break through your limits, to accelerate your progress, and to live a life filled with purpose and achievement, you must surround yourself with winners, those who challenge you, inspire you, and refuse to let you settle for anything less than greatness. Think about the moments when you felt truly energized and unstoppable. Who was around you? What was the energy in the room? Winning is contagious because it carries with it a mindset that refuses to accept failure as final, a spirit that thrives on challenge, and an unshakable belief that better is always possible. When you surround yourself with people like this, you invite a powerful force into your life that constantly pushes you to rise. This is not about superficial friendships or shallow networks. This is about forming deep connections with individuals who live by a code of discipline, ambition, and relentless pursuit of excellence. These are the people who see potential where others see limits. They demand more from themselves, and in doing so, raise the bar for everyone around them, including you. Many people underestimate how profoundly their environment shapes their destiny. They try to grow while stuck in toxic circles filled with negativity, complacency, or envy. But growth is a team sport. You cannot expect to elevate your life while carrying the weight of others' doubts or dragging through a swamp of mediocrity. Winners lift, challenge, and inspire. They do not drain your energy. They multiply it. Picture a small seed planted in rocky soil. No matter how strong that seed is, it struggles to grow. But when planted in fertile ground surrounded by nourishing elements, it flourishes. Your environment is that soil. The people you choose to be around determine if you thrive or wither. If you want to rise faster, choose to be around those who refuse to accept the ordinary and who push themselves daily to create extraordinary lives. When you surround yourself with winners, you adopt their habits. Their discipline, their resilience, their mindset become part of your daily experience. You learn from their failures and victories alike. Every conversation, every shared experience becomes a lesson in growth, a push to improve, and a mirror reflecting your own potential. This is where true transformation happens, not through willpower alone, but through the subtle, powerful influence of a winning circle. They hold you accountable when your motivation wanes. They celebrate your small victories and remind you of your dreams when obstacles appear overwhelming. You begin to see yourself as they see you, capable, worthy, and destined for more. The emotional weight of this kind of support cannot be overstated. Too often people feel isolated in their journey, battling self-doubt and fear alone. But winners create a space where ambition is nurtured, where courage is contagious, and where failure is treated as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Being part of this kind of community changes your entire perspective on what is possible. It is also a powerful motivator. When you see others around you pushing their limits, refusing to quit, and achieving remarkable things, it ignites a fire within. You want to match their level. You want to contribute, to belong, and to grow alongside them. This kind of positive peer pressure is a secret weapon many overlook in their quest for success. Imagine waking up every day knowing that your inner circle demands your best. They don't let excuses pass. They challenge your thinking and encourage you to step beyond comfort zones. They don't allow you to settle for less than you're capable of, because they see the greatness inside you and refuse to let it go to waste. But here's the catch. Surrounding yourself with winners requires intentional choice and sometimes difficult decisions. You might need to step away from old habits, toxic friendships, or environments that no longer serve your growth. It requires courage to seek out new connections, to engage with people who inspire you, and to invest in relationships that push you forward. This effort pays off in ways you can't always anticipate. Your mindset sharpens, your focus intensifies, and your energy shifts. You start thinking bigger because the people around you think bigger. Your vision expands because they help you see beyond what you once believed possible. You develop resilience because they model it daily, showing you how to rise every time you fall. It's important to recognize that winners aren't perfect. They fail, struggle, and doubt, just like anyone else. What sets them apart is their response to these challenges. They use setbacks as lessons, grow from criticism, and relentlessly pursue improvement. By aligning yourself with people who embody these traits, you absorb their strength and resilience as your own. You also learn the value of mutual support. True winners don't compete destructively. They compete constructively. They understand that lifting others does not diminish their own success. Instead, it creates a rising tide that lifts all boats. When you adopt this mindset, your relationships transform into partnerships where everyone benefits and grows. As you embrace this new circle, your confidence surges. You realize you are no longer alone in the fight. You have allies who push you harder, believe in you louder, and inspire you daily. This support system becomes the foundation of your success, the the secret ingredient that transforms effort into extraordinary outcomes. Every time you feel doubt creeping in, remember that your environment holds immense power over your thoughts and feelings. Choose to immerse yourself in positivity, ambition, and determination. Let the energy of winners fuel your own fire. Let their victories remind you that you are capable of creating your own. The moment you commit to this change, everything shifts. Your priorities realign. Your time management improves because you want to spend time where you are uplifted and challenged. Your mindset evolves because you surround yourself with people who demand growth and excellence. And your results begin to reflect the company you keep. This is not just about success in career or finances. It's about the growth of your entire being, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Winners inspire you to be your best self, to chase your highest aspirations, and to refuse to accept anything less than your full potential. Take a moment and look around. Are the people closest to you lifting you up or holding you back? Are they the kind of individuals who celebrate your progress, push you through struggles, and inspire you to reach higher? If not, it's time to make a deliberate choice to surround yourself with those who will. Start by seeking out environments where growth is the norm, a mastermind group, a class, a community of ambitious individuals, or even just one mentor who embodies the qualities you want to develop. Step into those spaces with open arms and a hungry heart. Absorb the lessons, embrace the challenges, and give back your own energy in return. Your journey toward greatness does not have to be a lonely road. The right people will accelerate your growth and fuel your determination. When you surround yourself with winners, you tap into a powerful current that carries you forward, even when the waves of life get rough. Now is the time to decide. Will you stay in the familiar but stagnant waters, or will you dive into a sea of possibility with those who challenge you to rise? The company you keep shapes your destiny. Choose wisely. Choose to surround yourself with winners who push you higher, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Rise, grow, thrive. Your next level awaits, and the right circle will get you there faster than you ever imagined. Don't wait for success to find you. Go find it with those who inspire your greatest self. Number 8, stay disciplined when no one else is watching you. Discipline isn't about applause, recognition, or instant validation. It's about doing the right thing when no one's watching, when the spotlight fades and the world is silent. The true test of character is revealed in those quiet moments of struggle, where only you stand between your dreams and giving up. Imagine the countless hours of sacrifice that go unnoticed. The early mornings when your bed feels like a trap. The late nights when exhaustion whispers, just stop. Nobody sees these battles. Nobody applauds this grit. Yet this is where success is forged, where ordinary people separate themselves from the crowd and become unstoppable forces of growth. Most people crave external rewards, praise, likes, recognition. They build their motivation on fleeting validation from others. But when that fades, when no one is around to cheer or watch, their resolve crumbles. That is the abyss where dreams go to die, where intentions dissolve into excuses. If you want to win in life, you must cultivate a discipline so fierce it thrives in solitude. This kind of discipline is the unseen muscle of champions. It's waking up before the sun to grind while the world sleeps. It's showing up every day to the work that matters, even when boredom and doubt try to steal your focus. It's choosing effort over comfort when distractions tempt you to quit. This is the discipline that transforms goals into reality and hopes into achievements. The world celebrates visible success, but ignores the invisible commitment behind it. No one watches you studying for hours on end, refining your skills, or battling the voice in your head, telling you to quit. Yet these moments stack like bricks, creating a fortress of resilience that cannot be broken by circumstance or failure. When no one is watching, your choices shape your future. Each decision to persist, to resist temptation, and to act with integrity builds momentum. You craft a habit of consistency that eventually propels you past the plateau of frustration into breakthroughs you never thought possible. There's a powerful psychological truth here. What you do privately forms the foundation for what you achieve publicly. If your work ethic falters in solitude, it will falter under pressure. If you rely on others' approval to fuel your effort, you build a fragile motivation that shatters at the first sign of resistance. But when your discipline is internal, self-driven and unwavering, it becomes unbreakable. Let me tell you about a man who changed everything, not because of who watched him, but because of what he chose to do when alone. Every morning he woke up before dawn, running miles before anyone else stirred. No crowds, no cheers, no cameras, just him and the quiet road. Friends mocked him for his routine, but he stayed relentless. Years later, he stood on a world stage, a champion, not because of luck or talent alone, but because of relentless discipline, when no one else cared. That story isn't rare. It's the blueprint for every success story. The common denominator is the ability to keep moving forward without applause. That's what separates dreamers from achievers. Discipline in private is about respect for yourself. It's honoring your commitment to the person you want to become, not the one others expect you to be. When you build that respect, it shields you from the toxic voices of doubt and criticism. It gives you a quiet confidence that fuels your every action. The moment you decide to be disciplined in solitude, you stop chasing external validation. Instead, you find purpose in the process itself. You learn to love the grind, the daily act of showing up, regardless of outcome. This mindset frees you from fear of failure, because your worth isn't tied to others' opinions. It's tied to your own commitment. Sometimes discipline means doing what's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through resistance, boredom, and fatigue, because your vision is bigger than the moment's discomfort. This ability grows stronger each time you choose effort over ease in private moments. The greatest achievements are born from countless invisible victories. The hours spent practicing, the sacrifices made, the patience to wait when progress feels slow. All of it accumulates into unstoppable momentum. That's why discipline behind closed doors is the silent power behind every breakthrough. If you want to stay disciplined when no one is watching, start by rewiring your mind. Replace fleeting motivation with deep purpose. Remind yourself daily why your goals matter. Visualize the future version of yourself who achieved those goals because they refused to quit. Let that vision be your anchor in moments of weakness. Create a system of small, consistent actions that build discipline gradually. Set non-negotiable habits that don't depend on mood or external factors. For example, decide that no matter how tired you feel, you'll spend at least 10 focused minutes improving your skills or health. Those small wins accumulate into an unshakable routine. Surround yourself with reminders of your commitment. It could be a journal where you log your efforts, a note on your mirror, or a mantra you repeat every morning. These anchors help you stay grounded when distractions pull at your attention. Discipline is also about forgiveness and persistence. You will slip. You will face setbacks and moments of doubt. But the difference is how you respond. Winners don't let one lapse turn into a downward spiral. They get back up immediately, recommitting to the path without self-judgment. That resilience is forged in private battles. Remember, every successful person you admire built their empire on countless unseen actions. Their trophies are just the tip of an iceberg formed by relentless, disciplined effort. When you embrace discipline as a way of life, even when no one is watching, you lay the foundation for a legacy that lasts. It's easy to be disciplined when the spotlight shines. The real challenge and the real growth happens when you stand alone in the dark, still committed, still working, still believing. This is where character is born. This is where greatness is made. So ask yourself, are you ready to hold yourself accountable beyond applause? Are you willing to do what it takes when no one's looking? The path won't be easy, but it will be worth every step. Build your discipline in silence. Let it become the force that carries you through every obstacle and every doubt. When you master this, success no longer depends on luck, opportunity, or recognition. It becomes a natural outcome of your relentless commitment to showing up and doing the work. This is your secret weapon, your silent power that turns dreams into reality. Start now. Commit to your goals in private moments. Celebrate the invisible victories. Let discipline be your daily companion. The person you want to become is waiting on the other side of these quiet battles. Rise above the need for approval. Harness the strength of unseen effort. Discipline yourself today, not for others, but for your own unbreakable future. Your journey to greatness begins in the moments no one else sees. Don't waste them. Number 9, celebrate progress quietly while preparing your next move. True success is built in silence. It's the quiet celebration of progress and the unseen preparation for what's next that separates winners from the rest of the world. No one needs to know every step you take, every small victory you earn, because the loudest triumphs come from those who work diligently without the need for applause. Have you ever noticed how the most successful people rarely boast about their achievements in public? Instead, they keep their celebrations private, personal, meaningful, while their energy is already channeled toward the next challenge. This isn't about arrogance or hiding. It's about respecting the journey and understanding that every win is just a step, not the final destination. Picture a chess grandmaster. After a winning move, they don't shout or celebrate wildly. They calmly acknowledge the success, then turn their attention to the next strategic play. They know the game is not won by a single move, but by consistent, thoughtful preparation. Life is exactly the same. When you celebrate progress quietly, you protect your energy. You avoid distractions that come with public recognition, envy, pressure, or false validation. Instead, you cultivate a powerful internal satisfaction, an unshakable confidence that fuels your ongoing effort. This kind of celebration is pure and undiluted, rooted in genuine appreciation of how far you've come. Many people get trapped in the cycle of needing external praise to feel successful. They post every small win online, constantly seek approval, and wear their accomplishments like badges for others to admire. But this creates vulnerability. The moment the praise stops, motivation fades. Your progress becomes dependent on others, fragile and fleeting. Choosing to celebrate quietly is a declaration of self-reliance. It means your value is not tied to external validation, but comes from your own recognition of growth. This mindset builds resilience, allowing you to keep moving forward even when the world seems indifferent or critical. Every step forward deserves acknowledgement. Whether you finally nailed that difficult skill, met a personal milestone, or overcame a tough obstacle, take a moment in silence to honor your effort. Let it sink in deeply. This moment of success belongs to you and you alone. Celebrate internally, with gratitude, pride, and humility. But don't linger too long. Celebration without movement is stagnation. The danger of public celebrations is that they often become the climax, the peak where momentum stalls. Private celebration, however, is a pause, a refueling station before you charge toward the next goal. Preparing your next move while quietly appreciating your progress is what turns wins into lasting transformation. It means your mind is always alert, looking for ways to improve, to evolve, to break through new limits. You stay humble enough to know there is always more to learn, and hungry enough to keep climbing higher. This approach guards you against complacency. When you celebrate quietly, you avoid the trap of thinking you have arrived. Instead, you stay in a constant state of becoming, where growth is infinite, and every success is just fuel for the fire of your ambition. Let me share a story. A young entrepreneur once achieved a big breakthrough after months of hard work. Instead of throwing a party or boasting about it, they took a quiet moment alone, just sitting with their accomplishment, feeling the weight of the struggle and the power of the breakthrough. Then, before anyone else even knew, they had already sketched out the next phase of their plan, fueled by the momentum of their win. This silent celebration and swift transition kept them ahead of the curve. They never rested on their laurels. Their discipline to celebrate privately and prepare immediately made their progress relentless, unstoppable. It's the secret behind many extraordinary successes. Psychologically, this tactic builds mental toughness. It teaches you to be your own champion, to find joy and motivation internally rather than relying on others. When you become your own source of encouragement, you unlock an endless well of strength, independence, and self-trust. Practically quiet celebration also keeps your circle focused. It minimizes distractions from naysayers or energy drainers who might try to pull you off course. You keep your goals private and sacred, sharing only when you're ready to invite others into your journey or inspire them. Celebrate your progress with rituals that resonate deeply for you alone. Maybe it's journaling your achievements, a simple moment of reflection, or a personal reward that feeds your soul. These intimate celebrations nourish your spirit and keep your vision clear. Simultaneously, stay strategic. Use the clarity gained from reflection to identify your next challenge. Ask yourself what skills need sharpening, What habits require strengthening? What new goals align with the person you're becoming? This forward-looking mindset transforms celebration into preparation. When you master this balance, quietly celebrating while relentlessly preparing, you become a force of nature. Your energy stays pure, your motivation remains high, and your growth accelerates exponentially. So ask yourself now, how will you honor your next achievement in a way that empowers your future? How will you ensure that every success fuels your next breakthrough without losing momentum? Your progress deserves recognition, but let it be a private flame that warms your soul and lights the path forward, not a loud spotlight that dims quickly. Guard this secret well. Harness the power of silent celebration and strategic preparation to rise above distraction, doubt, and fleeting praise. This is the mindset that transforms good into great, potential into mastery, and dreams into legacy. It's time to celebrate your wins quietly, then turn immediately to your next move with sharper focus, stronger purpose, and unstoppable drive. The world will notice your results soon enough. But for now, keep your victories sacred. Prepare relentlessly. Let your actions shout louder than words ever could. Your future depends on what you do after your next quiet celebration. Make it count. Number 10, turn pain from failure into lessons for massive growth. Pain from failure is not your enemy. It is the raw material of your greatest transformation. The moment you learn to turn every setback into a lesson, every wound into wisdom, you unleash a power within that propels you toward massive growth, far beyond what comfort and success alone could ever teach. Imagine standing at the edge of your dreams, only to watch them crumble, that sharp sting, the sinking feeling of disappointment. It's brutal. But inside that pain lies a message, a hidden map waiting for you to decode. Most people run from failure, bury it, or drown it in excuses. But those who win take failure by the hand and ask, "What are you here to teach me?" This shift in mindset is what separates ordinary people from those who reshape their destiny. When you face failure head-on, you stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own growth. Every mistake, every misstep, is a lesson wrapped in discomfort. The question is, will you unwrap it or leave it buried under regret? Consider the story of Thomas Edison. When he was inventing the light bulb, he famously failed thousands of times. But Edison didn't see those attempts as failures. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was a powerful mindset that transformed pain into relentless curiosity and determination. When you fail, the first natural reaction is to feel pain, frustration, or even shame. That's human. But what if you could rewrite that narrative? What if you chose to see failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone? This mental rewiring rewires your brain to be fearless, resilient, and relentlessly hungry for progress. Every painful experience carries insights if you're willing to look beyond the surface. Ask yourself, what part of my approach was flawed? Where did I overlook details? What habits or beliefs contributed to this outcome? Honest answers fuel growth. Denial breeds stagnation. Turning pain into lessons demands brutal honesty and humility. It means dropping the ego that tells you failure defines your worth. Instead, adopt the mindset that failure is feedback, a gift disguised in disguise, pushing you to evolve. This mindset builds mental toughness and deepens your self-awareness. But growth from pain isn't automatic. It requires action. Reflection alone isn't enough. You must take the lessons learned and embed them into your next moves. Adjust your strategies, sharpen your skills, cultivate new habits that prevent the same mistakes. Growth is a cycle of trial, error, reflection, and adjustment. Sometimes the pain from failure shakes you to your core. It forces you to question who you are and what you stand for. This soul-searching is a powerful catalyst for change. It forces you to realign your goals, values, and efforts with what truly matters. Growth born from this depth is authentic and lasting. Failures can also reveal hidden strengths you didn't know you had. Maybe you discovered resilience you never tapped before, or creativity sparked by desperation. When you face hardship without giving up, you build a reservoir of courage that fuels future battles. Think about the athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders you admire. Behind their success stories are countless failures that tested their resolve. They didn't succeed because they avoided failure. They succeeded because they used it as fuel. They embraced pain and transformed it into wisdom and strength. One of the most important lessons failure teaches is patience. Growth is rarely immediate. Sometimes you must stumble repeatedly before breakthroughs come. This patience is not passive waiting, but active persistence. A deep commitment to keep learning and improving, no matter how slow the progress feels. Turning pain into growth also requires forgiveness, especially forgiving yourself. Holding on to guilt or self-blame is like carrying a heavy backpack on a long journey. It saps energy and clouds judgment. Forgiveness frees your mind and heart to move forward with clarity and renewed purpose. Another crucial element is support. While growth is personal, you don't have to endure pain alone. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that encourage growth, hold you accountable, and help you extract lessons from failure. The right support system accelerates healing and learning. The journey of turning failure into growth is not linear. Sometimes you'll feel stuck, overwhelmed by setbacks or doubts. Remember, these moments are part of the process, not signs of defeat. Growth happens in cycles of ups and downs, each one shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. At the heart of this transformation is your choice. You can let pain from failure break you or build you. You can drown in regret or rise with determination. You can settle for less or commit to massive growth. The power lies in your hands. So next time failure hits, don't recoil. Lean in. Listen carefully. Extract the lesson buried in the pain. Then act. Take that knowledge and charge forward with renewed clarity and unstoppable momentum. Every failure you endure is a seed planted for success. Nurture it with reflection, humility, and relentless effort. Watch as it grows into a foundation so solid that no obstacle can shake your resolve. You have the strength to turn your worst setbacks into your greatest comebacks. Your pain holds the key to your next breakthrough. Embrace it, learn from it, and grow beyond what you ever thought possible. Now is the moment to rewrite your story. Let failure be your teacher, pain your motivator, and growth your destiny. Keep moving forward. Your best chapters are waiting to be written.